Hello, my name is Julie Meek and I'm a sports dietitian, and today we are making something super delicious known as a lamb Gozleme. Pastry is one of those things that I think is super delicious. It's flaky, it's soft, but unfortunately it is high in fat. The pastry that we're going to make right now is still super soft and fluffy, but it doesn't have all the fat. And it only has a couple of ingredients. So how we're going to make this pastry for the lamb Gozlemes is by using flour and yogurt and a little bit of salt. So let's get started. First of all, you just need to put the yogurt into the bowl. I've actually used Greek yogurt, but it doesn't really matter. You can use natural yogurt of any description. So once that is in there, then all you need to do is put a little bit of salt, about a teaspoon, into the yogurt. Give that a little beat around. Once that salt is in with the yogurt, all you need to do then is add the flour. And this is self-raising flour. Just sift that in over the yogurt and the salt, and then quite gently mix those together. It will start to get a bit stiffer, so you have to put a bit more effort into it. Once it starts getting a little bit too hard to stir with a wooden spoon, you need to get your hands in there to bring that together. It'll be a bit squishy, but that's okay. And then once it's come together in a ball, you now need to transfer it to a board. It's quite important at this point that you do put some flour on that board so that you don't have a sticky mess that you can't get off later. You've now got it on the floured board, and you need to give it a bit of a knead as such so that it all comes together and has a bit of a massage. So all we need to do now is get that into an oiled bowl, and then you can leave that for either the rest of the day if you want to, or you can then go away and make the mince. So first of all, we're just adding the lamb mince to the pan and make that medium to reasonably hot. Lamb mince has a little bit extra fat than some other minces, so you don't generally need to add any oil to start cooking the mince. So now that we've got the lamb mince browned, you can add the extra ingredients. We've got some ground sumac, we've got a little bit of dried mint, some cumin, and a few chili flakes. So all of these spices go into the lamb mince now. I've got a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste here, and we're also adding a couple of cloves of garlic. So what you want to do here is stir fry the mince and the other ingredients until they're nicely combined and they're just getting that nice smell about them. And all you need to do now is put it into a bowl and then let it cool. So now you have your dough. It's been resting in your bowl. All you need to do now is divide it into 4 portions. And the quickest and easiest way of doing that is using a knife to cut that into 4 pieces. You will have a bit of resistance because it is a dough. And then once you've cut that into 4, grab a bit of flour and flour your bench or your board, whatever you're using. I cannot emphasize enough that you need to do this, otherwise you'll end up with a very sticky ball and no way of getting it off. So grab one of your quarters of the dough, give it a little knead, and then what you're going to do is, using a rolling pin, and the heavier the better, you're wanting to roll that out to about a 30 centimetre circle. And to give you an idea of what that actually means, it's basically a dinner plate. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be round. Let's give that a bit of a test. Close enough. Once you've got that dough ready to go, now you can actually put your mince on and a couple of other ingredients that we've got here. So let's start with the feta. So you're using a quarter of your ingredients, a few leaves of spinach, and then as much or as little mint that you want to put in there. And then of course the important ingredient, which is your lamb. So we've got our lamb in, which is smelling beautiful. And then we're going to fold over and then seal up this Gozleme. Give it a bit of a pinch with your fingers, but then to do the sealing, all you want to do is, using a fork, is you just give it a bit of a crimp with the edge of a fork. Now that we have our Gozleme ready to go, you do need to give it a brush with some oil so that it doesn't stick when you get it into the fry pan. Once you've done that side, use the spatula to get it up. And then once you've got it onto the flip over, you do exactly the same thing on the other side. We are now ready to get this into the fry pan. We now have a nicely oiled and ready to go gozleme. It's simply a matter now of getting it in the fry pan. Once you've got it in the fry pan, it is just a matter of cooking both sides until golden brown, and that might be a couple of minutes each side. Just remember to keep an eye on it, you don't want that to burn. Here is your gozleme. These are simple, delicious, and really easy to make. For all the instructions and the ingredients, go to the description list on this video.